I told you about the West and my top four. The fifth team I had was Minnesota, and Karl Anthony Towns recently made waves with some comments. We could talk. We could talk about the Russell Westbrook thing because he made some comments about Westbrook as well. But first, we'll talk about this. He called himself the best big man shooter of all time. Now, is Cat crazy for saying that? Riv, you've been going first for a long time. I'm gonna let JC go first.
That's cool.
I like that.
Do your thing. You stealing my thunder.
Is he crazy? I think what I interpreted from Karl Anthony Towns is I think he was strictly talking. I mean, I could be wrong, but from what I got from it, I think he was strictly talking about 3-point shooting, stretching the floor, 3-point shooting percentage. I've been saying for years that Cat is one of the best big men 3-point shooters of all time, and for his career, he's basically at 40%. He's had 3 seasons over 40%. His highest season was at 43% on 8 attempts a game. So that's higher than the likes of Dirk, just from the 3-point line. That's higher than the likes of Dirk Nowitzki, Mehmet Okur back in the day.
So what was the percentage?
43.
43, yeah.
Kevin Love.
On 8 attempts.
Kevin Love, like Channing Frye, all these, even, like all guys that could really shoot the three ball. But the thing that got brought to my attention was shooting is more than just 3-point shooting. It's the mid-range, it's the free throws, and along with the 3-point shooting as well. And Joel enlightened me to this. I'll give him credit to this. I thought, but my argument was solely based on 3-point. But when I factor in everything, the mid-range, the free throws, and the 3-point shooting, is Dirk Nowitzki, and it's not even close. Dirk Nowitzki, for his career, is probably a top 5 mid-range shooter of all time. The numbers back it up. He's had multiple seasons on high attempts where he shot over 50%. For his career, on 3.4 attempts, which is one less than Cat, 38.8%, basically 39% from the 3. And then from the free throw line, I think he's about 88, 89%. Yep, and this is a guy who is a part of the 50-40-90 club as well. So if we're going to factor in all aspects of shooting, Dirk Nowitzki is the best shooting big. But if we're going to just talk strictly 3-point shooting percentage, big men, I don't know how you can find anybody that's better than Karl Anthony Towns because he sometimes doubles or just has more attempts than the next man up.
To call him crazy, I wouldn't say he's crazy.
Bold statement.
No, he's wrong. Dirk Nowitzki's the best shooter of all time. I agree with JC.
Best big man shooter.
Big man shooter of all time, no doubt.
Yeah.
Listen,
you cleared that up real quick.
We know the answer. Yes, correct.
Hey,
that's fine. The best big man shooter of all time is Dirk Nowitzki. He revolutionized being a big man and being that efficient as a scorer. 3-point, post-game, free throws, just all around. Dirk Nowitzki could do whatever he wants when it comes to shooting. He was fantastic. But Karl Anthony Towns, I'm basically saying exactly what JC's saying. 3-point percentage. He has the attempts per season, and he has the percentage for 3 points. He is as efficient as it comes at the big man position. In the NBA right now, he's the number 1 big man shooter in the league. That's by far. That's without question. But in terms of all time, that's where you start to lose me, and there's a little bit of a disconnect. Dirk Nowitzki did it all. 38% from 3-point percentage for his career, 87.9, basically 88% from the free throw line for his career, and a 47.1% from the field for his career. There's really not much more to say. Dirk Nowitzki has the career, the entire resume to back up that evidence. He has a championship ring against the Miami Heat, which pains me to say, but it's one of the more impressive, if not the most impressive championship of all time. You got to give credit where credit is due. Cat's a little bit out of line, but I wouldn't say he's crazy for it.
I think he's a little bit crazy.
Okay.
And, I've seen the numbers. You guys threw out some numbers. I've seen some numbers in myself. Dirk clears him in every mid-range statistic.
Oh, yeah.
Clears him.
Easily.
Clears him.
Easily.
3-point percentage is obviously close. You mentioned attempts. It's hard for this era and that era to coming together. Because
100%.
I'm looking at it right now. Dirk, on the time he shot 41%, he took 2 threes a game. Mm-hmm. He averaged 2 threes a game. So it's like, it's tough to really weigh in attempts. We don't know if we give Dirk this amount of attempts, will he have had the same percentage? We don't know if Cat didn't. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. But I would say Cat has an argument, like you said, if we're talking just 3-point shooting.
Definitely.
He is probably the best 3-point shooting big, if not second best. He's up there. But I'm in terms of shooting in general. Like I can't move guys like Kevin Love away because the mid range is so important. The post up game.
That's where you
is
lose me. That's where you lose me.
It's so. I understand you have Cleveland Kevin Love in your brain, but we have to stop forgetting Minnesota Kevin Love. And I'm not saying Kevin Love is a better shooter than Cat, but we can't forget the importance of the mid-range game. We can't forget the importance of the post-up game as a big. These are big men. The turnaround,
Karl
the jump shot.
Game's not bad.
I'm not
no,
slow.
it's good.
It's great.
Yeah.
But like Dirk and K Love, they really had that in their bags. And Dirk, like I understand what he's saying. He felt the confidence. And Steph is a perfect guy. He said he couldn't say that until he got this record. And I feel like with Cat, you can't really I feel like it's in that same.
Yeah, it was bold.
Like you can't.
It's too early.
Yeah, you can't really say that until you hit the shots Dirk has hit, done the stuff Dirk has done. Like Dirk, like you can't. It's just too much. Dirk has hit shot after shot, mid range, the infamous fadeaway 1-footer. Like he has a move signature about him. Like in the playoffs. I know sometimes he had his stinkers, but you brought it up. 2011, one of the greatest runs in NBA history. He was on go. He played everybody. He beat everybody. So it's just I feel like with Cat, you can't say it yet. It's not there for you to say, especially you just talk about shooting in general. I think it's just a little bit too early. You got to humble yourself and respect the guys in front of you.
You can't say it yet, and you can't say it ever. Cat will. Karl Anthony Towns will never surpass Dirk Nowitzki in terms of being the best big man shooter of all time. From the 3-point line, he has it. He has more attempts. He shoots a better percentage. Yes. When we talk about everything outside of the 3-point line, Dirk Nowitzki clears Karl Anthony Towns in literally everything.
For sure.
Cat has been in the league for how long? 6, 7 seasons?
Yeah, around there.
Yeah.
Just make sure for me real quick so I get everything right.
I got you.
Before I go and drop these bombs. 7 seasons. Cat has been in the league for 7 seasons. In 3 of those seasons, he's shot above 40% from the mid-range. Dirk Nowitzki, just measuring 1999 to 2011, 12 seasons, he shot above 40% in all those 12 seasons from the mid-range. And he shot above 50% from the mid-range in 2 of those seasons. One of those seasons, he shot 52.9%. That was a 10-11 season when he won the NBA championship. When you look at these numbers, Cat isn't even close. Like, Cat, the most mid-range shots Cat has attempted in a season was 410. That wouldn't even reach Dirk's lowest. The lowest mid-range shots Dirk has attempted in a year was 422. Cat's mid-range shots have been going down each year. His rookie season, he was at 47.6%. Then the next year, 43.7% on 284 attempts. Then the next year, 47.9% on 188 attempts. Then 18-19, 39.9%. Then in 19-20 season, 28.9%. He took less than 50 attempts. This past season, 33% on 102 attempts. This year currently, 38% on 50 attempts. He's good from mid-range, but when you look at Dirk, 46% on 522 attempts, 45% on 424 attempts, 47.8% on 477 attempts,
clean,
43% on 689 attempts, 46% on 655 attempts, 41.8% on 815 attempts, 48% on 762 attempps, 49.6% on 711 attempts.
It's a beast.
07-08, he won the MVP.
Yes.
I think it was either 06-07 or 07-08.
He went crazy.
No, it wasn't 07-08.
It was 06-07?
LeBron won 07-08.
Yeah, 06-07, he shot 50% from the mid-range that year. 07-08, 49% on 631 attempts. 08-09, 47% on 951 attempts. And the year he won the championship,
2007.
Which is the year he won the championship, the last year I measured, he shot 52.9% from mid-range. So when we talk about the 3-point line strictly, I think Cat has the edge as the best big man shooter of all time.
I think that's what he meant.
But when we talk about everything else, mid-range, turnaround, fadeaways, Dirk clears him, and it's not even close.
But do you think, I feel like, let me not even say do you think. I think it's a fact the eras play a role in that. If Dirk
100%.
Nowitzki played in this era, he's not shooting the mid-range as much. I think.
Why not?
Not that he can't make it. I just think that he would have spaced it out a little bit.
All the elite players still shoot
I
mid-range.
disagree because I think that was his game. I don't think Dirk's game. He would have to change his
eras.
game for this era.
Kevin
I don't
Durant
think, but
still
I
shoots
think it's
mid-range
I think it's different. Like let me give you an example. I think a Dominique Wilkins will have to change his game for this era. I think he would have to get a jump shot. You know, players like that. I think for Dirk, who already mastered that in his game, he wouldn't have to necessarily change his game in this era.
Like a DeMar?
He can still do what he wants to do.
Fair enough.
Get his spots.
His
and pick
attempts
spot.
would be up, though.
Yeah,
His three-point percentage would be
just
higher.
go up, but I don't think he has to change anything.
I don't think the percentages would drop. I don't think that's not what I'm saying at all. I just think that Karl Anthony Towns takes so many more threes that he loses that mid-range game because he either is going to the basket or he's shooting a three-pointer.
Yeah,
that's a
you're
testament.
right.
But that's a testament to Dirk's greatness because
no doubt.
Because
No doubt.
while he is losing the mid range attempts, it's percentage wise and attempts wise because Cat only attempts one more three a game. The percentages are right there because you could round Dirk to a 39% 3-point shooter and Cat's at a 39.7. So
All the great scorers use mid range.
For sure.
Not only that, but
the
you know,
gap
Cat
between mid range between Cat and Dirk is Dirk here, Cat here.
Yeah.
and
3
not even
point,
that,
it's
but
like right here.
not even that, but you know, that's a great point. But the gap between Dirk and Cat as mid-range shooters, like you said, is here to here.
Yeah.
The gap between them as free throw shooters is here.
Yep.
Dirk has the advantage. Cat is here. Cat shoots 84%. Dirk is at 89%.
40-90 season 2, Dirk. He's a part
And
of
then
that club.
from the mid-range, I mean, Dirk is here. Cat is not nowhere near his level.
50, 40, 90, boy.
Like
Yeah,
we don't
he's not
even
part of that
think
exclusive
think
club.
of Cat as a great mid-range shooter. Like Dirk is there with Kevin Durant as greatest mid-range shooters
Michael
of all
Jordan.
time. DeMar DeRozan, Michael Jordan. Like Dirk
Kobe.
is up there with those guys. Cat is not.
He has a signature move.
Kevin Durant
when you have
copied
a
it.
move, when you have a move, bro, that just shows how different you are
That
in
move
that
is so
department, bro.
fire.
Like it's hard to copy. And I feel like Cat, I feel like he just, Cat's a stat guy too. He knows stats and stuff like that. So I feel like maybe he really just meant the 3-point
I
shot.
think that's what he
I
meant.
think that's what he was
I'm
referring
pretty sure
to.
that's what he meant.
But then again, I don't know. He could be, with his next comment, he could be just talking about he's just the best shooter in general. Maybe he was coming for heads that day. Maybe he was just on one. They on the Twitch. Twitch. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Cat weird. I don't know. That's Paul George's friend.
pretty
Though,
bold
so
statement.
I'm gonna rob him.
You're a Cat stan?
No,
I like Cat. He's from
I'm
Jersey,
like middle of the pack.
Okay,
I
all right.
don't have any good or bad feelings.
Cat is
You're not
from
his
Jersey.
biggest fan like this guy over there?
I don't have any feelings towards him. Like it's just
Yo, Riv. Cat is from Jersey, and I swear he gets no love from the state of Jersey. Like Kyrie Irving, albeit Kyrie Irving's better, he doesn't get that type of
I feel like
love.
Kyrie
Kyrie
Irving's
Irving
done things in his career.
No, I get it.
Cat is at 62% true shooting. Dirk's at
But
58%.
you know Cat is nice, Drew.
So that's
He
the
is.
stats he's probably referring to.
yeah. Cat be in Jersey though.
I know.
Cat be in
He's
Jersey.
from here, bro.
He was around the block the other day, chilling.
So let me not disrespect Karl Anthony Towns. I'm sorry, bro. As a Jersey native, don't want to.
I don't feel like
Say
But
you're
do you
inferior
think
to
it's just
Kyrie,
him
but
versus Dirk,
you
or
are.
there are other shooting big men?
He
that
said
are better
Kevin
than
Love.
Cat? You said Kevin. I don't think Kevin Love's a better shooter than Cat.
No, I didn't
though.
say. I said
He's
we
saying
need to
take all
show
things into
love to
account.
Kevin Love, but I don't think I think it's obviously it's a tier under. But when you bring everything into it, Kevin Love, I think he deserves to get some love. But I think it's just those two.
Also, I think Cat has to slow down his role just a little bit when making that comment.
Yeah.
Because one, Dirk's numbers should probably be, his percentages should be less than Cat's. Dirk played 19 seasons.
Yeah.
Cat isn't in his 7th season.
for sure.
If Cat played that long, I guarantee you his percentages are way lower than what they're at right
And
now.
I hate to do this, but Dirk played Tim Duncan 4 times a year. He played KG 4 times a year.
I mean, and Dirk had he's been in the playoffs and he's performed.
Yeah, like-
Cat has only been there once and he didn't perform when he was there.
Dirk,
And he got locked by Clint Capella. I mean, so like
he did get locked.
so we
Dirk gave
Cat has
KG
to
the business.
Cat has to accomplish
everybody
more before making a comment like that. Draymond, when he was when Golden State was just getting a taste of success, Draymond didn't go out there saying, "I'm the best defensive player ever."
he waited.
He said it until he was an accomplished player, and he said it, and he has a case for it. Cat, he hasn't accomplished anything in the NBA outside of individual accolades.
Even LeBron, at a point, he said he couldn't say it until he got that championship. That's when he felt like
3-1 down.
That's when he felt like even before that, when he finally got the championship.
And
in
they
Miami,
still gave him crap for
He
it.
said,
Once he said it, they violated him.
I couldn't say I was the best until I got the championship. Like certain players have that notion in their head, like I can't do this, I can't say this until I get this. And I feel like Cat is a part of that young player mentality where they feel like they're spoiled and they could say things before they actually accomplish.
And I feel
things.
like that actually hurts a player because if your mindset is that you're already the best at that, you're not trying to work at it to push yourself to be even better because you feel like you're already here and there's nobody above you. Where if Cat's like, nah, man, Dirk clears me.
He probably
And
feels
he's like, okay, I got to get to that.
he probably feels if you ask him, yo, who's the best big in the league, he'll say him.
You think he would say he's better than Jokic and Embiid?
I think he would say that. I think he's
Every player would.
I think
Every player
Do you
would.
think he's a better shooter than Jokic?
Yes.
Yeah.
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 I feel like you're saying way too fast though.
I feel like in terms of everything,
Just shooting.
I
Yeah,
love
he is.
Jokic, so
I
I,
feel like
understand.
Nah,
that.
Jokic is just pretty
He's a great
much
shooter.
the best big man in the NBA. There's
Oh,
no
duh,
doubt about it.
duh.
And he clears a lot of players and everything.
3-point shooting, Cat got it, but everything I'm gonna go.
I agree.
The Joker.
That's what I'm saying. Like 3-point shooting, Cat definitely.
That's what
has
Cat's
it.
talking
Yeah,
about. I'm
that's-
100% sure that's what he's talking about.
yeah,
He's
that's
not
what I'm
talking about the mid range because he doesn't shoot it that well.
You know, bro, personally.
I mean,
Say that.
Yeah, I do. He said it
Respectfully.
on Twitch. he said 3-point. No, he's not.
He was with Aiden Ross.
Yeah,
and
fact.
talking about Twitch, he was on live with Aiden Ross, and
Oh,
they
boy.
were talking about Russell Westbrook.
Oh god.
And Cat said that he's a stats guy, and that was the part that got clipped in a bunch of these media outlets. But the full thing, he was like, he's still an amazing player, but they didn't
Cop
show
out.
that. But Draymond
He
commented.
did say he was.
No, I know he said
gave,
that.
He gave
No, he
Westbrook
did.
his
He gave
props.
him his
I know he
props.
said.
His
I feel like
props.
that's a cop out.
But he said that Westbrook is definitely the stats guy, and
He is.
Draymond Green commented on that video and was like, there was one time where I was sitting on the bench and we were kicking the Timberwolves' ass. We were blowing them out by 20, and Cat was still in the game. So what do you think about Cat's comments on Russell Westbrook? Do you think he should be the one making those comments?
I think it's funny coming from him.
he
Honestly,
shouldn't be
I
making
think,
those
and we were just having this discussion between Cat versus Draymond. I think it's actually hilarious that the guy who puts up these amazing, phenomenal stats and they don't go anywhere has any right to say anything about a guy who, if you put him around bums, he'll at least
Get
at
him
the
to the
bare
playoffs.
minimum
First round.
get you in.
Yeah.
The bare minimum. He may not perform when he gets there, but he'll get you there. So I think that's just fun. Like Westbrook hasn't missed the playoffs since his rookie year, I believe. It may be another year after that, but he's been pretty
He's
consistent.
made it every year.
Yeah,
since
he's been
rookie
pretty
year.
consistent in the playoffs. Now we can say all we want to say about him not showing up. That's fair. Him playing poorly, yeah. But what we know about the regular season, Westbrook is he's gonna play hard. He's gonna get his triple doubles. He's gonna get a team a win. And his record when he has a triple double is ridiculous. He clears it. So it's like for Cat to say that he's made the playoffs one time when Jimmy Butler was there, and Jimmy Butler called him out, and Jimmy Butler's a guy who
him
calls
soft.
people out. He called him out. It's just like you have no credibility to say that because you haven't, like we said, accomplished anything. You haven't won anything. You played in the playoffs once, and you played like garbage. Like you didn't play good either. So it's not like you have any, like you just have these numbers with these bad teams. And Westbrook has never really shown that. He's been a consistent guy on whether you want to say a championship team in OKC, whether you want to call them that or not, they were a contender. He's been a consistent guy with Houston, with Paul George. No matter who's next to him, Bradley Beal, Paul George, James Harden, Westbrook has been in the playoffs. He's been that guy. With Cat, you're so talented, but yet you haven't been where Westbrook's been, so you can't really call him a stat guy and tell, and I saw the comments, he said, yeah, he's amazing, but he just plays too quick. Bro, that's his game. Like, when people say you don't play defense, what you gonna say? That's not true. Like it's like you can't really say that about Westbrook because at the same time, Westbrook has done these things. He plays that way because that's his game. That's what gets him wins, and that's what translates. So you shouldn't say anything to Westbrook. You're not that person that could comment that.
Is he not the person that could comment on that? I feel like he can. I feel like he has the right to his own opinion.
He's a great player.
I mean, even though he doesn't.
Anyone has the right to say whatever they want. They're
No,
grown men.
you're right, but I mean, I think what Kat said about Westbrook was facts.
It is facts.
It could be facts, but again,
You know what I think it is?
I will give Karl Anthony Towns.
Have you seen that meme where it goes, the worst person you know made a great point? That's what I think it is with Kat. Like Kat was the worst person to deliver the message, but the message was correct.
Yes,
Yeah.
like we know
Facts.
that it's facts. I'm sure Draymond Green knows that it's facts.
Yeah.
But you, as a fellow NBA superstar, need to understand that you should not talk down on another fellow NBA superstar, especially one that has accomplished as much as Russell Westbrook has accomplished.
Yeah.
That's the main issue here. Like, I will give Karl Anthony Towns a little bit of slack because Adam Ross asked him the question. It's tough to, on the fly, formulate the politically correct statement to make.
I don't know.
But that goes to show you Karl Anthony Towns' immaturity.
Aiden Ross did say you don't have to answer the question if you don't want to.
Yeah, he definitely said that.
He said that,
100%.
and Kat answered it.
Yeah, he 100%.
And that's on Karl Anthony Towns.
The only problem I see with this is that Draymond Green in his comment talked about he basically implied the NBA is a brotherhood, and Kat was basically talking down on one of the brothers in the brotherhood in the NBA. Because the media does enough of tearing down great players' legacy.
Specific ones, especially.
Yeah.
Especially Westbrook.
Especially Westbrook.
Correct.
And Kat is over here doing the same thing and trying to tear Westbrook down. And Draymond's like, yo, that's not cool. Because this guy, you know what he's accomplished.
He's better than you.
And what he means to the NBA.
Yeah. So I think that's the only problem I find in it.
I just feel like you shouldn't say that. You know, you're not the person to say that. I don't like.
He's got to have the resume to say it.
You got to have you can't be telling me I'm a stat patter.
Get one playoff win.
You can't be telling me I'm a stat patter and you don't make the playoffs. You can't.
Didn't the Timberwolves get swept?
They lost in 5. It's a gentleman's sweep. Oh yeah. You can't say I understand if a Curry said that to me or a Kyrie. All right, respectable. Chris Paul, but.
They wouldn't say that though.
That's what I'm saying. It's a certain level of respect that they have for each other. You can't be saying stuff like that.
It came off as arrogant too. His message.
He was laughing like
I gotta ask like he was arrogant. Like
he's young.
He's definitely a stat guy.
Yeah, how can you say that? I don't understand how he a stat guy and you not. I'm confused. I don't get it.
Puts up stats on the losing team, right?
Yeah, what's a stat guy to you? I don't get what's that like.
I think a better question would Aiden Ross followed up with, "Are you that same type?"
Yeah, I did. I wanted to hear that.
What do you view yourself as?
He would have said no. I know he would have said no. I'm not a stat
He'd been
guy.
like, "No, I'm a passion. I play with passion."
Yeah, the first year Russell was by himself, he averaged a triple-double in
30.
He had one of the most historic seasons in NBA history.
I kind of like to give Cat a break a little bit because honestly, he had a rough year with his mom and everybody passing away.
You know what? Fair.
So
I'm not gonna say the NBA. I don't believe in the NBA should be a brotherhood. I feel like everybody should be with their own team at the same. But you shouldn't talk bad.
Yeah,
especially Aiden
that's
Ross.
two different things though. That's two different.
I give Cat a little pass, but either then he has to be smarter with his words.
You shouldn't talk bad to Aiden Ross, but at the same time,
I want to see what Westbrook's gonna say because Westbrook's the type of dude that'll reply. So I want to see what he says.
You think so? I think he kind of blocks out a lot of that noise.
I think he's just gonna go hoop. He's just gonna go hoop.
Matter of fact, the next time they meet up, that's when he's gonna go
he's
crazy.
gonna go bring a championship to the Lakers. That's
he's gonna score on pad rock. He's gonna score.
He's gonna score cat and do the rock the baby. He too small. He's gonna do exactly that. Then you get cooked after.